Give you a little status report. Here are 4 robots that we're working on, and I'm going to show you a little movie that shows what they already can do and how we're developing them for the future. This is the Big Dog robot. This is actually from a few years ago, and it's a robot that has a sense of balance and onboard control so that it can move in a variety of terrains, just the way a mountain goat or a dog or other animals do outside. In Boston, we have snow. I don't think you have too much snow here, but snow is really a challenge for wheeled vehicles, but leg vehicles do very well with them. We've been testing the idea that you could use a small robot to deliver packages to your house, so that maybe the UPS or the FedEx would have an automated truck that came to your street, and then the robot would get to your house. Now, in the Boston area, many people have stairways in their houses, so the robots have to be able to deal with that. And these robots have vision systems that look at the stairs so that they can handle it. This is a new small robot called Spot Mini, which is designed to fit in a home. So it's small enough. Those aren't real people, those are engineers. And it's not a real house, it's a house that we built for testing, but it's got the same dimensions, and here we're showing that the robot could help do tasks in the kitchen. And here we're showing the mixture of sensing and feedback and smart control can allow the robot to work on rough terrain. This is a humanoid robot that is the same size as me. It weighs a little bit less than me. There's a model of this over across the hall, so if you want to go over and look at the exhibit there, you can see it. And here we have it doing a box handling task, where it's taking boxes from one place and then carefully lining them up, where it's using knowledge of the mechanics of how boxes work. It's using 2 hands. It's coordinating the whole motion of its body so that the hands and the body and the feet are all working together. It's got a vision system. It's going about the same speed as a person. And here we have 2 robots working together. Now that robot's a little bit complicated and probably not too practical, even though it's stretching our boundaries. But this is a robot that uses many of the ideas and the techniques that were in that robot, but combines them with wheels, a very practical element. And so this machine that's got legs and wheels is very strong. It can lift 100 pounds, which is about 45 kilos. It doesn't have to be in a smooth environment. It can go on terrain. And it loves to do athletic tricks. Now, I brought one of our robots with us, and 2 of our people, Seth and Miles, and they're going to bring Spot Mini out for a demo. So this robot has a whole set of computers on board that are controlling the motion of the legs. Seth over there is telling it where to go, so he's giving it steering directions. The steering is so easy that even the Crown Prince, who came last night, was able to drive the robot with about 30 seconds of instruction. And you notice, if you know anything about animal gaits, that this robot is changing. This is a pacing gait, which is something animals do. That's a trotting gait. Now it's doing a walking gait, and it automatically switches between these. One of the great things about legged robots is they're omnidirectional. They can go sideways, they can go forward and backward, they can turn in place. And this robot has an arm. And you've probably seen many robot arms used in factories. But those robot arms are fixed to a base that doesn't move. And having a base that moves just adds a huge capability to the things the robot can do. This robot can work in this whole space, not just where the arm reaches. This robot has some coordination that lets it keep its, you gonna do chicken? That lets it keep its hands still while the body moves. And this looks like a trick, but this is really very important. This means I can go and manipulate, because I can do the same thing. I can manipulate this object even though my body's moving, because I can control my hand even when the body's moving in space. This robot has a number of sensors in it. Oh, go ahead. It also likes to show off, so it's doing a little running. It's even got a little more show off in it. And this is just showing you its ability to balance. The robot's very stable. I can disturb it, and it will just react by taking some steps as it needs to. The robot's got cameras here that let it see in front of it, and the new model has cameras on the sides and the back so that it can avoid obstacles or people when it's operating. What are we doing next? So Seth's going to send the robot out so you can take a closer look. Could all of you move? All you photographers, it's going to walk up there in a minute. Now it's using its vision system to step up onto the platform there. If Seth remembers to turn it on. There it goes. Takes a nice step. And it's going to go up the steps in the center there. Please give it room. I don't want to crash into any of you while it's going. And if you're interested in seeing more, we'll have it across the hall after the show, and you can take a closer look. Okay, give it enough room so it can get by, please. We promise we'll give you a demo afterwards if you want to take some more pictures. Okay, so I'm going to go on with the talk. Now, an important ingredient I think the robot's going to come up on stage here. Now, for this demo, Seth is driving the robot, where the robot is controlling all its behavior and its balance, but he is where to go. We have also given it a layer of autonomy that it can drive itself. So here's a demo, if you watch the video on the movie there, where the robot has been, Seth drove it around our office, and it used its vision system to collect data, and then it can go and repeat that path using its vision system and its LiDAR to coordinate. Here we put a box in the way, but the robot sees the box and can avoid it. So it's got real-time ability to avoid obstacles and continue what it's doing. We're sort of simulating what a security operation would look like here, where the robot takes a camera and looks in many places and does a very routine and boring task of checking on all those things. So these are the kind of things that we think we'll do. And if you look on the axis there, we talk about mobility and manipulation. Here's an estimate of the level of performance of our robots on that task. We're making progress improving dexterity by moving to the right on the chart, and we are improving the mobility by moving up, and we will continue to develop models of the robots over time to make them capable of doing more and more. So that's my presentation. Thank you all for listening.